Welcome to TD Place. It's the 2023 U18 Women's National Football Championship. From the nation's capital, it's Team Alberta and Team Ontario Red. Dan Mooney alongside Coach Ron Raymond. And Ron, we are going to see some great offense. Two really polished quarterbacks, Sarah Fagnan for Team Alberta and Isabelle Berube for Team Ontario Red.
Absolutely, and if you saw game number one in Team Ontario Red when they played Manitoba, it was a 32-26 win for Team Ontario Red, and that score really wasn't as close as we thought it was in the fourth, late in the third, early in the fourth quarter, where Manitoba mounted that comeback, almost needed an onside kick to really push the limit to see if they could have won that game, but Team Ontario Red hung on for the victory. And folks, if you have not seen this quarterback, number 12 for Team Ontario Red, Isabelle Berube, she went 12 for 18 for 179 yards. She rushed 12 times for 47 yards, and her favorite target on that day, on Sunday, was number 8, Tegan Roy, from 6 reception from Greeley, Ontario. She had 113 yards, and to me, we're going to see one of the top teams in this tournament, the defending gold medal champions, Team Alberta, led by number 5, Rahima Holaki, who had 192 yards rushing on Sunday. And Dan, I think we're in for a good one here tonight.
I believe that you may be correct there, Coach. Team Alberta, Sidani Bowers takes the kick, returns it to about the 43, and that's where Team Alberta will scrimmage first down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, Team Alberta, you're defending gold medal champions from last season, and I'm really impressed with this team. What they did in game number one, a 48-6 victory over Saskatchewan. And folks, this team to me is one of the most balanced teams in the tournament. You're going to see on offense, they can do a lot of damage. It's their defense I was really impressed with.
Team Alberta is number 10. Numero 6 on the tackle. On the rush, that is.
The numbers that we have don't necessarily correspond with anything that I see on the field for Team Alberta. We'll do our best, but Sarah Fagnan, that give to Holaki. Rahima Holaki, almost to midfield to pick up a 14.
Yeah, last game, Rahima Olaki wore number 5, and tonight against Team Ontario Red, she is wearing number 4. And you've seen the talent right there. It's basically almost an outside zone run play for Holaki, and she takes it to the outside, breaks those tackles, and here's another player you're going to watch on defense. Number 53 from Alberta, Ontario, Callianne Sterling-Godu, really did a good job on Sunday.
Fagnan sets up, throws, and completes that one to Sidani Bowers, and a pickup of 4 yards. And the first pass of the ball game goes to Sidani Bowers. And watch the way that these two offenses run. It really is something to watch.
You know, one of the things I always talk about on offense, you want balance. And if you get 50 run, 50 pass, that's excellent. And they do a very good job at that.
There's a bad exchange there between Rahima Holaki and that's quarterback Sarah Fagnan.
And that's been the theme of the tournament, right? The exchange from center causing a lot of problems in this tournament, and that's a skill. And it's one thing I always encourage coaches at the beginning of your practice, start mesh period. Get your center, your quarterback, and your running back, do mesh period, because that's a skill that's much needed.
And there's the kick. Amira Harb's kick. And the ball is loose. Team Ontario Red able to fall on it. That's number 32, Shelby Norwood. Alert falls on that loose football, and it'll be first down, 10 yards to go after Team Alberta's first 2 and out.
In a tournament where punting is like a luxury, we saw this. This is one of the nicest punt that I ever seen in this tournament right there. That ball hung up in the air for about 2.5 seconds. One of the best punts I've seen so far this tournament.
Not necessarily a 2 and out. They did get a first down. But here is Isabelle Berube at quarterback. And the give around the outside to Tegan Roy. And Roy tries to get around the right side, but she's met there by a host of tacklers.
And you're going to see here on the replay, this is what I'm talking about, this defense here of Team Alberta. They play with one nose guard, 3 standing linebackers, and they play with 2 safeties in the backfield. And this defense really gets after it. And to me, I think it's one of the best defenses in this tournament so far that I've witnessed.
Team Alberta wearing different numbers than the list that we have been provided. So we just want you to bear with us. We're doing the best that we can. Here's Berube downfield, had a couple of receivers open, didn't hit them early enough, and she's taken down.
The offensive line for Team Ontario Red did an outstanding job right there. The quarterback for Team Ontario Red had about 3 Mississippis right there, and she's making her progression. She did have a receiver open on the left side, but she didn't see her, and there's number 43 for Team Alberta. And unfortunately, folks, we don't have the numbers here, so we apologize for that, but great play by the Team Alberta defense right there.
So Team Ontario Red will punt the ball away. Bad snap. Langiano trying to get around the corner, and the bad snap leads to Team Ontario Red not being able to get rid of the football, and Team Alberta in great position here, deep in Ontario territory at their 24, and that's where they scrimmage 1st and 10.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot in the tournament. A lot of bobble snaps from the center. That was a great snap. It just got bobbled, but again, this defense is really good.
Sedani Bowers around the right side, and she's going to score. Sedani Bowers in the end zone, 6-0 Team Alberta.
Great job here by the Alberta offense. You can see Sedani Bowers taken to the outside on the jet sweep, and great blocking right there. You saw that in your screen. This Alberta team is ready to defend their gold medal championship. They're off to a great start here at TD Place in Ottawa.
Out there to try and convert. It's number 8, Amira Harb, and it's blocked. Charlie Anna Ware is wearing number 43. We just got that from our chat room. Thank you, folks, for sending all of that information along. The roster we have been provided with is inaccurate.
Yeah, thank you, Nick Frick. We appreciate that. And again, folks, we'll do our best, and we'll bring you the game live into your living room or to your mobile or your wherever you're streaming. Nice block right there from Team Ontario. And again, if you're watching for the very first time, 6-on-6 football, the field's 110 length in the CFL. The width of the field is the top of the numbers, and the hash mark are located 13 yards from the sideline. Nice return here by Team Ontario.
Team Ontario's number 7,
So,
Francesca Fazzari on the return.
Fazzari on the return, and 6-0 for Team Alberta on a 24-yard touchdown run from number 21, Sedani Bowers.
Yeah, good coverage on the play there by the special teams, the kickoff team for Team Alberta. And again, when you look at the lineup for Team Alberta, defense coordinators everywhere looking at this and say, "Well, this is a 1-by-3-by-2 lineup," and they're very effective in this alignment.
Better Bay options that out for Langiano. Liana Langiano gets to around the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah. Outside toss play right here to the outside. Charlie Ann Ware almost got in there, and there's the defense rallying right behind her to limit the play to 1 yard, setting up a 2nd and 9 situation here for Team Red Ontario. On
2nd down, Isabel Betterbay very confident With her throwing ability, she takes off out of the pocket. She's got the first down, plus a few more, loses the football, and it's picked up by Team Alberta.
You know, the one thing we always tell our quarterbacks in a situation like this, I know every quarterback coach is holding their breath out there when they see their quarterback run like that. There's nothing wrong with just taking a slide right there. You know you got the yards gained, and right there she just tried to make something extra and wasn't able to secure the football. And Team Alberta able to recover that ball, setting up a 1st and 10 at their own 54-yard line.
Some might consider that a pretty decent punt by Team Ontario Red.
Yeah, that's true. Good as a punt.
Fania throwing that over the middle. Almost a great reception by Sophia Piast. Deep in behind the defenders, but she was just unable to hang on.
What a beautiful throw here by the Alberta quarterback, and running a seam route right through the middle, and just at the tip of her fingers, just a little much needed the concentration. So Donnie Bowers with a nice run right there to the outside.
And so it'll be 3rd down. The pickup there. 6 on the play. And it's a punting situation, but they're going for it. Rahima Halaki driving forward. She's got enough for the first down. The pickup's 10.
You know what? This Alberta offense is really something else. You're going to see in this situation, the left guard will be pulling, as you see right there in your screen, and Sidani Holoka goes right through where the pulling guard was and picks up enough for the first down. Very nice play here from Team Alberta.
On first down, Fania throwing that one, and Bowers interfered with there by number 6, Oceane Lalonde of Team Ontario Red, and that will result in another first down.
Yeah, Team Alberta really firing right out of the gate right here. And again, when I talk about this Team Alberta team, from an offense perspective, they can run the ball very effectively, and they can also throw the ball, and you just seen it right there. The quarterback for Team Alberta, Sarah Fagnan, really has a really good arm. She throws a nice tight spiral, and they're doing a really good job here starting in the first quarter.
So that penalty will result in another first down, and Team Alberta in a very good position in the early going here.
Yeah, if you're Team Ontario Red, you just got to weather the storm here and try to limit the damage. It's only 4 minutes, 52 seconds into the first quarter, and try to really get them a 3-and-out here.
Here's Fagnan rolling to her left, throws back to the right, and completes that one to Anna Capozzi into the end zone for the touchdown. From the 27, a 27-yard touchdown pass from Fagnan to Capozzi, and it's now 12-0 Alberta.
And what was really remarkable with that throw, Fagnan went cross-body, something we really don't teach in the quarterback fraternity, is you never want to throw cross-body, but Fagnan did that, and really one of the golden rules of quarterback, you don't do that, and she got away with it there for a touchdown.
And the extra point is good. It's now 14-0 for Team Alberta. This is not something we expected to happen so quickly.
No, not this quick. You know what? All respect to Team Alberta out of the gate, the gold defending champions. Team Ontario, though, we kind of saw something where the Manitoba team really gave a little bit of a blueprint how to beat them in the last quarter, where Team Manitoba scored almost like 24 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. But you know what? Your defending gold medal champions really firing all cinders here. And again, defensively, check. Running the ball, check. Passing the ball, check. And special teams, check. This is a really good Team Alberta team. And apologize, folks. I know the scoreboard, there's no time on the scoreboard here. We're going to do our best, but unfortunately right now we don't have it. So we'll try to keep you updated on the scoreboard as much as we go. There's 4:38 left here in the first quarter, so I'll do my best to give you guys in the chat box area or at home watching the score, the time of the game.
And we've just been given updated rosters, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem the rest of the way in this one.
Yeah, a lot of people chatting in the Matthew Moore says, Berta for the win. There we go, says Nick Freak. Or, yeah, Freak. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. The time has been a touch and go all day. Yep. Where is number 3 on Alberta?
That's Sarah Espinoza. Injured player on the sidelines.
Now, if you're team Ontario, and you're looking at the scoreboard, and it's 14-0, and it's we're not even past the halfway mark of the first quarter. There's no reason to panic here yet. You just got to stick to the game plan that you had coming in, and be productive. And you got one of the best quarterbacks in this tournament, was Isabelle Berube. And what they did really good in the first game against Manitoba is they threw a lot of vertical balls. In fact, when you look at the numbers for the receiver for Team Ontario Red, Tegan Roy, she had 6 receptions for 113 yards, and we haven't seen that combination strike yet here today, this evening here in Ottawa. And that's one thing I think that the coaching staff for Team Ontario Red, to get a little bit of confidence, and the one thing with quarterbacks is to get their confidence level up, you give them the short stuff first. Give them like a bubble screen, a hitch pass, and then you really attack them vertically. But don't go away with what got you at this point in the tournament, and that's throwing a lot of vertical throws. And I think that's what Team Ontario needs to do.
Well, the last time we saw Team Ontario Red on Sunday, Isabelle Berube and Tegan Roy were connecting beautifully together.
Yeah, and a lot of those type of 50-50 balls, right? Remember the one she just took it right out of the air, the hands of the opponent? And but you know what? Again, you're playing at TD Place. You're playing against the defending gold medal champions. Nerves are probably, you're in your hometown for a lot of these players here in Team Ontario, a lot of the local players. And, so just settle the nerves, settle down, and then get ready to execute here on your first series on offense and execute one play at a time. I said it many times during the broadcast, the most important play in football is the next play. And for Team Ontario, that is the next play when they get on the field.
They're going to get the ball back on the kickoff. But still, an injured Ontario Red player directly on the sidelines, right in front of the Team Alberta bench. Can't get a number.
Yep, we see some nice signs out there. People supporting their favorite football team right now. And having a good time here at TD Place. And again, prior to today's game, the Ottawa Red Blacks were on the field practicing, and some people had the opportunity to see the practice here today. And a lot of the teams are going to go to the game on Friday night, where the Ottawa Red Blacks are going to play the Hamilton Tiger Cats here at TD Place, which promises to be an electric environment now that the Ottawa Red Blacks won their last 2 games. A little bit of buzz in the city here with the Ottawa Red Blacks. And
won the last 2, but they've won 3 of their last 4, which is really good. And all against Western teams. They beat Edmonton, they beat Winnipeg in overtime, and then Calgary in overtime. They lost to Hamilton.
And almost.
And they got Hamilton on Friday night.
Yeah, it should be a great game this Friday here in Ottawa. And right now we do have an injury timeout, I believe, on the field right in front of us.
It's somebody on Team Ontario Red, which is very, very difficult to see a number.
I know on that last play, the touchdown, one of the defenders, she touched her back, so I wonder if that was the player. And then she hobbled off a bit and then couldn't make it to the bench.
So we're awaiting the outcome of this injury perusal. There are 5 people tending to this player. And they're going to take every precaution possible to make sure that there are no future repercussions to the injury that may have been suffered. Here's Sidani Bowers.
Yeah, Sidani Bowers had a really good game against Team Saskatchewan. In that game, she had 7 carries, 46 yards. And looking at some of the other numbers that we talked about, Sophia Piast went 6 for 6 on point after touchdowns. And again, every time the team scores a touchdown, anytime they kick the convert, it's 2 points. And if they pass it or rush it in, it's good for 1 point. And looking at the earlier action here today, we did have some games. The first game today was at the University of Ottawa. That's because the Ottawa Red Blacks were practicing on TD Place, so we couldn't get access to the field this morning. Manitoba did win their game against the National Indigenous team, and Team Quebec handily won against Saskatchewan. And if you haven't seen the quarterback for Team Quebec, Frédéric Morneau, another outstanding day. Prior to this game, we did see the New Brunswick team lose to Ontario Black. It was 16-14 with about 5 seconds left to go in the first half, and Team Ontario scored really a backbreaker of a touchdown that you can feel through the stadium that really hurt the New Brunswick team. And then now we got this game here where Alberta coming right out of the gates real quickly, and right now we're in an injury timeout. And I believe they're directing the teams to the bench. So I don't know, we might...
They're going into the dressing rooms, it would look like. So we're going to take a break here and come back when the teams come back. With 4:38 left to go in the opening quarter, it would appear that this injury is a lot more serious than we first expected. So we'll take a break and be back when this game resumes after the player gets taken care of. Don't go anywhere, folks, or come back and join us, won't you? Team Alberta leading by a score of 14-0 with 4:38 remaining in the open quarter. We are back at TD Place in the nation's capital for the 2023 U18 Women's National Championship in football. Team Alberta leading 14-0 with 4:38 left to go in the opening quarter. The injury to Callista Andrews, a linebacker from Sydenham High School in Sydenham, Ontario, near Kingston. The ambulance came and looked after her and has taken her to hospital for observation. We certainly hope they got her up on her feet and they put her in the ambulance, and they'll more than likely just take every precaution necessary to make sure that she's okay. But Callista Andrews is on her way to hospital to be taken care of, and we certainly hope that that she is okay. We took another look at the replay of the injury, and it was pretty innocuous, but when we're not quite sure where the injury was, but you just don't want to take any unnecessary chances.
Yeah, it was a pass to the end zone on that last touchdown play, and Callista had her back to the play. You'll see it right here. So the quarterback for Alberta throws the football, and you'll see Callista right there.
That wasn't the touchdown.
No, and she. I didn't get it. Oh, we didn't get that shot right there. But she was about 10 yards before this play right here, and I saw her reach for her back, and then she was gingerly walking towards the sideline, and then she went to one knee, and then that's where the medical help came and assisted her, and now she was taken to the hospital for precaution reasons.
So the teams will go through a rudimentary warm-up once again before we get going. The scoring plays in the game thus far: a 24-yard touchdown run by Sidani Bowers at the 4:16 mark made it 6-0. The conversion attempt went for naught, so it remained that way. And then a 27-yard touchdown pass from Sarah Fagnan to Anna Capozzi made it 12-0, and then the convert went through the uprights to make it 14-0, and that's where we stand right now with the absence of Callista Andrews. That might put a pretty significant hole in the Ontario Red defense, Coach.
Oh, absolutely. And from a psychological point of view, whenever you see one of your teammates being carted off in an ambulance, it affects everybody on the team, because your mind is not really thinking football. You're thinking of how's that our teammate doing,
right?
The one that was with us since day one in training camp, and that's one of the toughest jobs this coaching staff's going to have to do now, is try to focus and when we start playing football again, because there's always a safety precaution here that you want to make sure that the team is focused on the next play for their own safety, and we're still thinking of our teammate who just left for precautionary reasons, and we're wishing all the best here for the injured player.
I would imagine that discussion took place while the teams went back into the dressing rooms. No doubt a lot of concern from every member of the Team Ontario Red side. There'll be a 5-minute break at the end of the second quarter before they begin the second half.
And now from a football perspective, Team Ontario's seen for the first 6-7 minutes here of the first quarter what Team Alberta's done offensively and defensively, and I'm sure the coaching staff waiting when Callista Andrews was being attended to, maybe because sometimes in football you make your adjustments at halftime, and because of this delay, I'm sure the coaching staff said, okay, we know what Team Alberta's about here. We're going into the middle of the first quarter. What's the adjustments we need to do? And really, Team Alberta, nothing is broken there.
What do coaching staffs say to kids this age? They're so impressionable. How do you get them back into a position where they're able to play to their strengths?
Well, first you got to evaluate the situation, because some kids, like her closest friends to her, might be the ones most affected, especially the ones who are from the Kingston area, and maybe their roommates. And you go up to them and you see how they're doing, and you ask them questions and see how their mindset is, right? And you ask them, are you okay to continue playing? And that's the one thing this coach staff has to do, is go to each player and ask them, say, look, is everybody okay here from a mental perspective? Because, again, you don't want to enter this situation where some of the players are fragile and their mind might not be on football. I've been on situations in games where some players said, Coach, I can't continue. I can't concentrate. It happened to me many times where players where I've coached got carted off and left. And the first thing you say, all right, take your gear off and just be on the team and support your teammates, right? So at the end of the day, yeah, it is a sport, but there's a human element to it.
Well, no doubt they've got even more reason to play well and win this one. All the way back, Francesca Fazzari wrapped up immediately there by number 82, Callie Boucher. And Team Ontario Red will scrimmage first down, 10 yards to go from their own 12.5-yard line. And Isabel Berube out there. And she's got Katie Wu, her favorite target, number 8, Tegan Roy, out there as well. I think it's reasonable to assume that Team Ontario Red is going to put the ball in the air here.
Absolutely, because we've seen in this tournament, by rushing the football, it's done by Isabel Berube. And exactly, you want some balance, but yeah, that's their bread and butter.
Berube on first down. The give to Fazzari. Fazzari around the right side. Good pursuit there by J.C. Boucher. Charlie Anna Ware in there on the tackle as well. The pickup is 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Charlie Anna Ware just taking off where she took off on Sunday, playing very aggressive. She's playing the outside linebacker, and you see her, actually she's the middle linebacker. You see her there at the line of scrimmage.
Little encroachment there. Berube dumps it off for Fazzari, and she's hit immediately.
Big decision time here for Team Ontario head coach Mark Ouellette. You're playing against the defending gold medal champions, 3rd and about 6. There's no question in my mind you got to punt this ball away.
Well, you don't want to. You certainly can't win it right away, but you can put yourself in a big hole if they make a mistake here.
And right now they don't have the field position to make that chest move.
Liana Lanciano. She's going to give up 2. And it's 16-0 now for Team Alberta.
And you know what? I do like that play. I do like it for field position, because if you get a poor punt and you're given a very high-octane offense like this, the opportunity to start at their own, like, say, 40-yard line, I'd rather give 2 than 7 or 8.
So the ball will come back, and Team Alberta will scrimmage first down, 10 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. And Sarah Fagnan and the Alberta offense on the field already. Raheem Halaki in the backfield, along with Sidani Bowers. All kinds of movement. Bowers picks it up. Halaki there with a block, and what a great defensive tackle there by guess who? Kellyanne Sterling-Gadou.
Yeah, just Kellyanne Sterling-Gadou had an amazing game on Sunday, and you saw right there why she's one of the best defensive linemen in this tournament right there. She makes a nice form tackle on Sidani Bowers and takes her down for a limited gain of 1 yard.
Sarah Fagnan throws looking downfield for Capozzi and well beyond her reach. They're providing the coverage for Team Ontario Red, number 32, Shelby Norwood, and it's third down.
You see Sarah Fagna in the pocket right there, looking down her receiver, and that's a 30-yard throw on a nice spiral, and she overthrew it by 5 yards, so shows you the talent level here from the Alberta quarterback, Sarah Fagna, who is from Bonnyville, Alberta.
High snap, taken by Piast, gets the kick away, and Langiano picks it up, and no yards will be the call. The flag is down.
Again, nice punt here from Team Alberta. Probably one of the best punting teams we've seen here in the tournament, and the height that she gets on that punt, very impressive.
So they're moving the ball up. It'll be a 15-yard no yards call, moving Team Ontario Red into their deepest penetration of the football game, starting 1st and 10 at the Team Alberta 46. Here's the give to Katie Wu. Loose ball picked up by Alberta. A bad exchange from quarterback to running back, and it results in a fumble recovery for Alberta.
Yeah, and you know what, Dan? We talked about this. I believe it was in the Quebec game. When you start your offense and you're mostly in shotgun and you come under center, the exchange, the timing, you can see the timing was off here on the exchange, and it led to a fumble recovery for Team Alberta, and now they got the ball on their own 43-yard line.
Katie Wu pretty upset, too. Goes directly to the bench and puts her face in her hands. Here's a run by Rahima Halaki. Picks up 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Alberta, really nice running game here. You saw Halaki really power running downhill, and she's got the ability to find the open space, and she does a great job.
Fagna rolling, throws that one to the right, complete to Sophia Piast, and she's brought down immediately by Oceane Lalonde from École Secondaire Catholique Embrun, Ontario, about a half an hour east of the nation's capital.
You see what Team Alberta does. This is a very well-coached team. They fake the 2 jet sweeps, and they come in and they block for the quarterback.
Here is Sedani Bowers into the secondary with a good burst of speed. Can Lalonde catch her? She cannot. A 61-yard touchdown run by Sedani Bowers, and Team Alberta is starting to run away here 22-0 with 20 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
When Sedani Bowers gets through the line of scrimmage, you're going to see on the replay, and what a great job by transferring the ball to her outside hand, and she starts high-stepping to really gain more momentum in her speed. She's very tough to catch, and again, Team Alberta looking impressive again in game number 2.
Here's Piast with the kick, and it's up and through, 24-0 for Team Alberta.
Yeah, Team Ontario now down 24-0, and again, like you asked me earlier, Dan, like how do you really, find a spark on your team after you've seen one of your teammates leave by ambulance, and really there's nothing you really do. You just got to try to motivate the players to really find something here on offense to get something going. But again, this offense need to get to what they got here in the first game, and that's vertical game, and that we haven't seen any long throws to Roy yet, Roy, in this game.
Sophia Piast from Henry Wisewood Warriors in Calgary. And a nice kick Taken by Longiano at their own 22. Up the sideline, stepping out of bounds at the 39, which is where Ontario Red will scrimmage first down, 10 yards to go. And they'll end play here in this first quarter. 16 seconds left to go.
Yeah, great job there by Longiana directing traffic on who to go block. And no hesitation. She just caught that football and went up the sidelines and got really anytime you're on special teams on a punt return or a kick return, your objective is 10 yards, which is equivalent to a first down. And she done that.
Isabel Berube still in at quarterback. Stops, takes off, and Piast brings her down. No, make that Elegano that made the stop on Berube after a pickup of 4.
Yep, nice protection there by the offensive line. And positive yardage right there. I believe it was a design play for Berube to run all the way. And it's going to leave her a little bit of work here on second down.
So that is the end of the first quarter of play. And it turned out to be all Alberta. 24-0. 3 touchdowns, 2 two-point converts, and a safety touch. As we head into the second quarter, Team Ontario Red looking at a second down, about 6 yards to go. If anybody can get this offense going, it's Isabel Berube.
Yeah, Isabel Berube. In the first game against, I believe it was was it Manitoba, threw the lights out. And we saw in the later half of that, the fourth quarter, where the blueprint was established on how to beat them on defense, but they got to get back to throwing the football.
Well, the blueprint may have been illustrated on how to beat them by doing 3 short kickoffs that were successful in maintaining possession of the ball, and then they went to that wing T.
Yep. And you know what? This team Alberta is a very good team. Like, from all 3 facets of the game, special teams, defense, and offense. If you're going to beat Team Alberta, you got to bring your A game.
Second down, 6. Referee Lori Tursky blows play in. Berube takes off around the left side and completely met by Callie Boucher.
You know, defense coordinators out there are probably smiling right now because they're always talking about anytime there's a form of a bootleg, it's always you're worried about the backside contain. And Kaylee Boucher did an outstanding job from the safety position to come downhill and really tackle for almost a loss or minimal gain.
Longiano standing 9 yards back, getting ready to kick this ball away. A high snap, and the kick is away and bounces out of bounds at the 39-yard line, and that's where Team Alberta will take over first and 10.
Yeah, sometimes on special teams, your best player is the sideline. In this case, that was a really good kick here for Team Ontario. So this way, it eliminates any type of return here from Sidani Bowers because we know what she can do when she has the football. Now on defense, you got to find a way to really try to strip the ball, try to get a turnover, but get a 2-and-out.
Sidani Bowers, 3 carries, 86 yards, and the Fagnon takes it herself, takes a hit, uses her shoulder, drops the shoulder, and runs over a couple of Team Ontario Red players. They gain 24 yards for Sarah Fagnon.
Yeah, Sarah Fagnon running like a fullback right here. Look at this. Boom. It's like a body check, and then she wanted to do it again on number 22. And now Alberta inside the Team Ontario territory.
Here's the give to number 20, Maya Pickering. And she goes forward for a pickup of 16 and another Alberta first down.
Yeah, Team Ontario Red really got to hunker down here on defense and find a way to get aggressive on defense, because right now The offensive line for Team Alberta is really having their way with the defensive line here for Team Ontario Red, and they're going to have to find a way, but we do have an injury timeout here.
Callie Dory responsible for the tackle. The injured player is Ava Coleman from Bayview Secondary School in Richmond Hill, Ontario.
Yeah, that was a nice run here from number 24, Anna Kopesi, who's listed as a quarterback here on the roster, and we saw that Alberta just a lot of talent here on the offense side of the ball, and they can attack it any way.
24-0 Alberta in control as Ava Coleman gets onto the sidelines under her own power. First down, 10 yards to go. Inside the 30-yard line, Alberta marching with some authority here. Sarah Fagnan rolls to her right, throws over the middle, looking for Kaposi, but Kaposi went out, and Sarah Fagnan thought she was going to break inside.
What a great design play. You see the two receivers to the right. They fake like a jet stream. Then they go back to block for Sarah Fagnan, and she just overthrows her intended receiver, and receiver's wide open. Secondary was nowhere around.
The give to Rahima Holaki around the left side. She'll go into the end zone. A 29-yard touchdown by Rahima Halaki, and it's now 30-0 for Team Alberta with the convert to come.
Just another run here. Another good job here by the offensive line and Rahima Halaki. Almost a tackle right there, but she great vision, and you can't coach that. It's natural talent to see when she sees her blockade coming from the outside and she cuts back inside, and that's just natural talent here from the running back from Alberta, Rahima Holaki.
Bad snap. Piast has it, trying to get around the corner. Finally brought down around the 5-yard line. The convert will go for naught, and it's still 30-0 for Alberta on a 29-yard touchdown run by Rahima Halaki at the 2:14 mark of this second quarter, and this is getting away from Team Ontario Red in a hurry.
Yeah, no, I say it all the time during a football game. There comes a point in the game where you break your opponent's will, and right now we're seeing Team Ontario Red almost getting to that point right now. And in the Canadian Football Women's Championship League here, the tournament rules is once you get to 35 points, then they continue the running time, right? They call it the mercy rule.
That's right.
And we're getting really close to that. One more touchdown, we're going to be touching upon the mercy rule here.
Love to see Team Ontario Red get back into this ball game. There's still a lot of football to be played. And that wind is beginning to freshen. You might be able to hear it in our microphones. Langiano picks it up at the 26, finds an opening. Langiano brings it back out to the 46, a return of 20 yards, and Team Ontario Red gets the football back.
Yeah, good return here from Liana Langiano, who is from Ottawa, Ontario, goes to St. Joseph Catholic School here in the West End of Ottawa. And that's the second time we've seen a nice kickoff return here from Langiano, and hopefully it sparks the offense here. You know, we've got to find some momentum here on offense for Team Ontario Red. And again, it starts with the quarterback, Isabelle Berube.
Berube takes the snap from center, sets up, trying to get it all at once, and that is incomplete. Callie Boucher knocks the ball down. Tegan Roy and Francesca Fazzari downfield, the intended target. One of the two was the intended target, but that's I'm not quite sure that was the right offensive call.
Well, it's just we've been waiting for that throw all game.
Can't get it all at once.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't have two of your receivers in the same area. You got to spread out your offense.
Berube out of the shotgun, setting up once again, throwing over the middle for Fazzari. She's got it. No, she trapped it, and it goes incomplete.
That was a great looking pass, and you know what? I love what Isabelle Berube did right there. Is that you'll see she goes in the pocket, she looks down the receiver right down the middle, and she throws it where only the intended receiver can get it, and almost a beautiful circus catch over there by number 7 for Team Ontario, and that is Francesca Fazzari. Almost make a nice catch right there.
Longiano gets set to kick the football away again. She does off the side of her foot, and it trickles out of bounds at the Alberta 50.
Just to show you how well coached this Team Alberta team is on special teams, did you see not one of the Team Alberta punt return teams put any pressure? They didn't rush because they stood and blocked their opponent so that they couldn't get to the punt returner. A well-coached team here in Team Alberta.
So Sarah Fagnan and Team Alberta. Here's Fagnan setting up the screen, throwing it behind Sidani Bowers, and a flag flies late. They're providing the coverage for Team Ontario Red, Callie Dory, number 22, and we'll have to wait and see what this flag is.
Yeah, we saw the pressure here come from Team Ontario, and Fagnan threw off her back foot, and she didn't have enough velocity to get that ball upfield, and that's why it went incomplete.
It's against Team Ontario Red.
Yeah, you see here Fagnan in the pocket, and she feels the pressure. She backs up here, and she threw right off her back foot. She didn't get enough velocity to hit Sidani Bowers here, who was running some form of crosser route.
The call was illegal contact on the receiver. Sidani Bowers now cuts upfield, and she's brought down after a pickup of 4 yards. They're leading the charge defensively. Oceane Lalonde, number 6 in red.
Yeah, Sidani Bowers picking up another positive yardage here, about 4 yards. Turned the corner right there. And number 6 for Team Ontario did slow her down, and that is Oceane Lalonde.
Loose ball in the backfield, picked up by Sidani Bowers, and she lunges forward. Callie Dory got her by the shoes and held her up before she was able to make the first down. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Sidani Bowers made something out of nothing right there. Had a bobble snap, picked it up, and really good alertness from Sidani Bowers to pick it up, because that was not a play intended for her, but her football awareness is just amazing. She picked it up and really put them in a 3rd and 3 yard situation to go get a first down.
5 carries, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns for number 21 in white. Here's Sarah Fagnan driving forward, very close to the first down. Dory there to make the stop. It will be contingent upon where the officials spot the football here to determine whether or not they made the necessary yardage.
Yeah, from our viewpoint, it doesn't look like she has it, because she had to get to the 40, and there's the official.
Team Ontario Red stops them, and it's a turnover on downs by Alberta.
You know, we were looking at something positive here from Team Ontario. We just got it right there on a turnover on downs. Now, the offense sees that. When you're exchanging the offense and defense on the field, you're saying, good job, defense, good job. And you know what? Now, let's see what the offense can do here to help the situation to get some points on the board.
Berube out there. Fazzari heading up, running the post pattern. She got it. And it's intercepted. It is. Intercepted by Callie Boucher. What a game she's having for Team Alberta.
Yeah, she's out there like a center fielder, and she's looking for the pop fly, and here it comes. And look at that interception. Basically a 50-50 ball. She went out there and was the aggressor and took that ball right away from the intended receiver, and now you got a 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line for Team Alberta. Great job.
Ill-advised throw, throwing into quadruple coverage. Sidani Bowers drops the football, picks it up again, and then is taken down by Maya Bonner.
Team Ontario's number 40, number 10 out, Maya Bonar.
Yeah. So there's a snap, and it's an inside handoff. The exchange really never got to Sidani Bowers, and good job on her to recover the football.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Fania, the give to Rahima Holaki, and she powers forward for a gain of about 6. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah. Rahima Olaki from Calgary, Alberta, goes to school at probably plays for the Calgary Wildcats.
Shelby Norwood with the tackle. And another injured ball player for Ontario Red.
And who says there's not a good football team in Alberta? Said the Ottawa Red Blacks fan.
Yeah, really. Edmonton Elks on the verge of establishing a brand new professional sports record for consecutive losses at home.
We were close to, weren't we?
But we didn't get there.
Trust me, you've been in Ottawa for 50-some years. We've seen some bad football.
Callie Dory, the injured ball player, gets to the sidelines under her own steam. And on 3rd down, Sophia Piast gets set to kick the football away. A high spiraling punt by Piast that rolls out of bounds beyond the reach of Liana Langiano. So it'll be 1st down, 10 yards to go for Team Ontario Red from their own 32.5. Berube still in at quarterback for Team Ontario Red. 2 receivers spread wide to the left, and they go to Katie Wu on the right side, and a good open field tackle there by number 6, or make that number 5, J.C. Boucher, and keeping the gain to just 3 yards.
Yeah, just a little screen play right there. Let the defensive lineman through, and they just threw a little screen pass and picked up 2 yards.
2nd and long, 7 short, 8. Breakdown in communication. Berube forced to take off. Ball is loose, and Katie Wu able to fall on it and preserve possession, but it would appear that we're going to see Liana Langiano once again to kick the football away.
Yeah, the one thing you want to stress on with quarterback is always ball security, right? To all your offensive skilled position players who are going to run the football, protect the football, because the last thing you want to do is turn it over on downs inside your territory.
Definite punting situation here for Team Ontario East, and they're kicking into the wind. Langiano gets a good one away into the wind, takes a bounce right into the hands of Sidani Bowers. She's got it. Bowers trying to get to the left side, cuts back inside, and is finally wrapped up by Langiano after a return of 55 yards.
Yeah, and the one thing for a special team corner, you're always telling you're trying to cut the field in half when you're punting the ball, because you want to give them half a field to work with. The punter for Team Ontario did a great job angling that punt to the right sideline. The cover team did not get there on time, and you can see the punter, who Liana Langiano, was able to make the stop.
right up the middle. That's Amira Harb, her first carry of the ball game, picking up 8. And new quarterback into the ball game, it's Liberty Joe Ware.
Yeah, another injured player on the field. And the thing with Alberta is every time they're running, they're getting about 5 to 7 yards a pop on rushing, and they really have. You got to credit this. We don't talk about the offensive line enough. This offensive line for Team Alberta doing an outstanding job opening up those holes and allowing the running backs and the quarterbacks to really get a lot of yardage on the ground. So just going to take a second here to say hi to the people in the chat room while we have a second. And I see Melanie Collins said that's what I'm best at, says Nick. And yeah, 21 for Berta. Woohoo, says Melinda O'Connor. Let's go, girls, says Keisha Taze. Polar GTV, yeah, Maja. Oh my God, that was great, says Nick Freak. And yeah, so keep it up, guys, in the chat room. And thanks again for watching today's broadcast live here from TD Place.
Number 40 for Team Ontario Red, Maya Bonner, the injured player, again, getting up under her own power, which is always good to see. Liberty Joe Ware, all kinds of motion, bobbles the snap, takes off, and able to get the ball away to Amira Harb, but she was wrapped up by Kellyanne Sterling-Gadoo once again.
Yeah, Gadoo having another good game here today. Another bobble snap. We've seen this throughout the tournament. One of the things I really noticed a lot, an unadvised throw right there. Once you know you're wrapped and you're in the grass, and the referee, yeah, he did blow the whistle, and it should have been in the grass right there.
So timeout called. And this is definitely becoming a marathon. So third down. Team Alberta called the timeout. Get a play. And Liberty Joe Ware stands in the shotgun. The give to Anita Harb, wrapped up by Sterling-Gadoo. Once again, picking up 4, but it's not nearly enough, and Team Ontario Red will take over on downs.
Yeah, good stand there by Team Ontario Red to get a stop and a turnover on downs. And you can see the motion into the backfield. And you saw number 6 for Team Alberta, Amira Harb, pick up the football. But good play there by Team Ontario defense to get the ball and get their offense the ball here under 30 or 29-yard line.
Isabel Berube has Ferrasi in the backfield in the slot. There's Berube throwing behind her intended target, Georgiana Maggio.
Yeah, one thing we always teach our receivers, if they're running the we call it dig route, and it's a zone pass pattern, and if you see at the end of the line, like number 9 for Alberta was right there, and what you want to do, and we always tell our receivers, when you're running those slants or those over routes or a dig, only show your eyes when you know that you're going to settle into grass, you're going to settle into the zone, because if she continued, that ball gets her. Number 9 was really in a position to make quite the hit right there. So you got to be very careful in those type of passing situations. You don't want to set up your receiver to get injured.
So the flag, a holding call against Ontario Red, moves the ball back to the 19-yard line. First down, 20 yards to go. High snap. Berube taking off using the short side of the field, and a good open field hit there on the Ontario Red quarterback. by number 5, J.C. Boucher, who's had a great game so far in this one on the right corner.
Yeah, she comes down from the right free safety position, and she comes down with speed, and right there, very aggressive hit, and setting up a loss of yardage right there for about 3 yards, 3 to 4 yards.
Actually, it's a pickup of 6
Okay.
on the after the holding call. Second down, 14 yards to go. Berube throws the screen. It's picked off. Callie Boucher makes the interception, and everything continuing to go Team Alberta's way.
Yeah, Team Alberta really came to play here today. And you can see here a nice play fake here by Berube. But see the way she kept running towards the sidelines? What we like to see the quarterbacks do is attack the line of scrimmage and throw with more authority, because when you keep running sidelines, you don't have a lot of velocity.
Still not well advised. Halaki taken down. Ill-advised to throw into double coverage when you're running out of the pocket.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, here's the replay of the last play right there. A little pass over the middle, and good defensive play there by number 28 of Team Red Ontario. That is Taryn Coleman with a nice tackle.
Maya Pickering hit immediately by Kellyanne Sterling-Gadoo, and it'll be third down.
A bit of a high snap that caused a little bit of delay, and Gadoo right there to make the tackle. I think we might get our second field goal attempt here.
We had one today. It's good from 25 yards out. And this is Sophia Piast attempting to equal that number. The ball is down. Piast's kick is up, and it's short. Taken in the end zone and run out by Longiano. Nice move. Gets outside at the 10 and is forced out of bounds at the 15 by Sarah Fagnan, the holder, making the tackle.
Yeah, good job by Langiano getting that ball out of the end zone, not to give the single point. And now Team Ontario going to have to find something positive. And you know what? It starts with a first down. When you're struggling on offense like this, you tell your offense, let's go out there, and our objective is to get a first down. Let's go out there, move the chains, and then we'll build off that first down. That's what I would tell the offense right now. Find something in your offense to go and get a first down. But again, you're playing against one of the best defense in this tournament. But you got to find a way to get a first down here.
Berube takes the shotgun to give to Longiano, and she might get a yard.
Yeah, Longiano had a clear path to that ball carry right there. And again, you got to find a blocking scheme that really slows down these outside linebackers. You'll see right here on the replay, basically it's like a jet sweep to the outside, and there's Charlie Ann again, just coming in untouched. And you can't come in untouched like that. You got to have a blocking scheme that really gives the ball carrier some help.
Charlie Anaware wearing number 43. Berube bobbles the snap from center, picks it up, and is immediately engulfed by Acacia Weiss.
Going underneath center on this one. Look at the snap. Yeah, trouble with the snap here. Bobble snap, and then she picked it up, and there's Alberta.
So Longiano will kick the ball away once again. Play is whistled in. Longiano gets it away. Takes an Alberta bounce right into the hands of Sidani Bowers. Around the left side, she's got some room. Looks to cut back in, moves to the outside, held up, but she is going to score again. Sedani Bowers. 55 yards on the return, and it's now 36-0 for Team Alberta.
She just makes it look effortless. And when she turns that corner, she has the vision on following her blockers and reading her blockers. And you saw right there, she knows when to make a change of direction. And another nice touchdown here from Sedani Bowers.
Piast with the kick, and it's through, 38-0.
Yeah, Piast, just like last game, where she went 6 for 6 on the 2-point conversion. She's off to another good start here today.
38 zip in this one. And it would appear that the gold medal game will more than likely be Team Alberta versus Team Quebec.
It's going to look like that, and if it does end up being that, it's going to be a really great final on Sunday.
Indeed.
But when you look at this Team Alberta team, they're well coached on all facets of the game. Offense, defense, special teams, they got it all.
Coaching staff led by Sean Walter. His assistants Justin Tillery, Ajay Chan, Corey Coldwell, Carly Williams, and Tati Sawira. Making sure that this team is really going to do their best to try and repeat as national champions.
Yeah, go back to back. And but they got a pretty good team probably waiting for them on Sunday in Team Quebec, led by a pretty good quarterback in Frédéric Marneau.
Yeah, pretty good. So first down, 10 yards to go at their own 33-yard line with 26 seconds left to go. It'd be really good if Isabelle Berube and Team Ontario Red can move the football, just give them a little more confidence going into that second half. High snap. Berube has it. Going deep. Pass intended for Georgiana Maggio. And a great toss into the wind by Berube, but again, throwing into double coverage. Team Alberta's secondary right back there step for step with Maggio.
That's a 40-yard throw right there from Berube, and unfortunately, like you said a couple times, thrown into double coverage.
.21 seconds left to go here in the first half. Berube taking off. She's got some room. Can she get the first down? No. Met in a really head-on collision with Emily Krause.
And let there be light here in the press box.
All of a sudden. And another injury. This time it's Isabelle Berube for Team Ontario Red and Krause.
Yeah, that was a violent hit here. And the backup quarterback here for Team Ontario Red is number 11, Marie Sartorio. And Marie Sartorio goes to École Secondaire Louis Riel here in Ottawa. And Marie Sartorio is from Limoges, Ontario, and she played on Sunday in the fourth quarter, and she'll be at least she'll be playing for 3 plays here, because once an injured player comes out, they have to come out for 3 plays.
At least 3 plays, and they'll be looking at Isabelle Berube very closely, and that violent hit results in a 15-yard penalty. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go, 15 seconds remaining in the opening half from the Alberta 54-yard line. Sartorio takes a knee. They'll blow the play back in, and she'll take another knee, and that will end the opening half. What does the coaching staff say to these kids down 38-0 in a pretty big game for them?
Well, you go in the dressing room and you tell them the score is 0-0 going into the second half. We're going to go one play at a time, and we're going to take it as 0-0, and we're going to try to mount some type of comeback. We're not going to look at the scoreboard, and we're just going to fight till the end, and we'll see what happens. But you got to go in there, and you got to find a way on offense to find a bread and butter play, something to build off, because right now, Team Alberta, anything they are doing is just resulting in points and in positive yardage and first downs. But if you're the Team Ontario Red, your biggest task right now is to keep the morale up in the room and say, look, yeah, it's 38-0 on the scoreboard, but we're not going to look at the scoreboard right now. What we're going to do is we're going to attack the second. We're going to kick off, or if we're going to receive or kick off, but we're going to find a way to get positive results and play it one play at a time.
It's just been utter dominance by Team Alberta in this one. You look at the some of the stats. Rahima Halaki, 5 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Sidani Bauer, 6 carries, 93 yards, and 3 touchdowns. One of them a 55-yard punt return that doesn't factor into those numbers. Then on the passing end, a touchdown pass from Sarah Fagnan to Anna Capozzi for 27 yards. Team Alberta is certainly firing on all cylinders here in this game tonight.
Yeah, if you're Team Alberta right now, and we'll have to find out from the officials if there's the mercy rule is going to be in effect, because normally at a 35-point lead, the clock continues to run. It's running time. But if you're Team Alberta now, the one thing you want to do is play. You still want to play hard, but use your backups. You know, if you don't have to use Sidani Bowers or Halaki, like you're using them all the time, really give your backups an opportunity to get in there and start thinking. You know, once you got a 38-0 lead, the last thing you want to do is have one of your top players not be able to show up for the gold medal game. So play to win, but also play smart.
And try and eat up as much of the clock as you possibly can, keeping the ball on the ground. But Sarah Fagnan seems to have a couple of favorite targets. Anna Capozzi with that one touchdown. And Sarah Fagnan likes to throw the football.
And she's not scared to run. We've
No.
seen that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she doesn't go down. She'll go right through the opponent. And the thing also for the offense for Team Alberta, if there's plays that you've been working on in practice the last couple of weeks that you know the offense really doesn't have a grasp of it yet, now's a good time to start using some of those plays to work on your weaknesses, because you know your strengths are there, but build off those weaknesses and get ready, obviously. And I hate talking like that because you're facing a game, you're still in this current game, and you never want to be looking ahead. That's the last thing you want to do, is you never want to start looking ahead and start being too cocky, I guess you can say is the word. But you just want to stay within the situation here, but get your backups in and get everybody involved. So this way, at the end of the day, everybody feels good that they were part of the process of today's game.
Marie Sartorio starting the second half, do you think?
Oh, I think so, because that was a pretty big hit here and you know what? It may be something. You need a spark from the Team Ontario Red, and you give Sartorio a shot here and let her go in and see what she can do, because as much as Isabelle Birubé is a great quarterback, she hasn't been able to lead this team. And at the end of the day, when you're the quarterback, you're the leader of the offense. And right now, unfortunately, under Birubé, this offense, the scoreboard is the result of 0.
Yeah, they have not amassed a tremendous amount of offense. Just 25 yards rushing and 4 yards in passing. And that is not something that we're accustomed to seeing from Isabelle Birubé, who just loves to stand in the pocket, usually getting the protection she needs from the folks up front. But not in this one. Alberta seems to be just too well educated on what Team Ontario Red is capable of.
Yeah, the coach staff has done a great job preparing this team here. And again, the trenches for Team Alberta, the offensive line, the defensive line. Well, actually, it's one defensive line, but the linebackers, because they play a 1-3-2 type defense. That linebacker led by Charlie Ann for the
Charlie Ann Aware.
Yeah, absolutely. When she comes downhill to make the tackle, her presence is felt there on the Team Ontario Red.
Yeah. And from a defensive perspective, I mean, you look at J.C. Boucher had a great first half, leading the charge on that right corner, not allowing Ontario Red to get around a corner. You talk about outside contain. The defensive players on Team Alberta have done exactly that, and it's almost as if when they're lining up, they know what's coming.
Oh, absolutely, especially with those outside jet sweeps where you see the safeties come downhill and really limit the gain of the jet sweeps. But this Team Alberta defense is technically sound, and again, if you're an offense coordinator and you're looking at the first two games of Team Alberta, you got to say to yourself, okay, how do we beat this defense? You know what I mean? And the way I look at it is that if their linebackers are playing 5 yards off, well, you almost got 5 yard head start on offense, and you got to find a way to really get the running game going. But this running game from Team Ontario is non-existent right now.
Just 25 yards in rushing yards, and we are underway. And here's Langiano once again running to the outside, brought down after a return of about 15 yards. And that's number 6, Amira Harb, making the tackle on special teams to begin this second half.
Yeah, it looks like Team Ontario Red's going to go with their the backup quarterback in this situation here.
Maurice Sartorio starts the second half and is sacked immediately by Charlie Anaware.
You know, we've been talking about her all game, and she just has this this knack of knowing where the ball's going to be, and she comes and just makes the tackle. Phenomenal player.
Linian Watkinson out there calling the defense, as it would appear, on second down. 18 yards to go. Sartorio sets up, throws over the middle, and that's intercepted. J.C. Boucher still on her feet, cuts upfield. She'll score. J.C. Boucher with an interception return for a touchdown. Around 48 yards on the return, and it's now 44-0 with the convert pending.
Yeah, beautiful interception here by Team Alberta, number 5 for Team Alberta, and that is J.C. Boucher. Is that her second interception of the game?
First
one. I thought there was another Boucher that had one. Maybe it was Kaylee, but again, they have a knack of getting the ball and the concentration level to really see that ball come and get it and then bring it to the house for a touchdown. Really impressive here, Team Alberta.
There's the kick by Piast, is good. 46-0.
And now we can see the time is running time right now with 9:26 left here in the third quarter.
So this is setting up what could be a monumental final between Team Alberta and Team Quebec.
My only question when I'm handicapping that game is, how did Team New Brunswick score 72 points on Team Quebec? It puzzles me on, how much they can get that many points. But, you look at Team Quebec, they scored 90 points in game 1. And how many points they scored today was 70-something? It's, obviously the headline will be Quebec's offense going up against Team Alberta's defense.
Langiano touches it, goes out of bounds at the 13-yard line, and that's where Team Ontario Red will get going once again.
Think about this. Team Alberta's defense has only allowed 6 points in the entire tournament.
That's impressive. So first down, 10 yards to go from the 13. Maurice Sartorio remains in at quarterback. Sets up, throws complete to Katie Wu, and she's immediately wrapped up there by number 12, Lillian Watkinson. The pickup is 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
So you see here, Sartorio, because of the pressure Alberta's been bringing all game, they have to go to the quick game. And right there, they threw a quick pass to number 45 for Team Ontario, Katie Wu, and did result in a 4-yard gain. But unfortunately, we do have another injury here.
$7:21 remaining here in the third quarter. And the medical staff have certainly been busy tonight on the Team Ontario side of the field.
Now I'm reading some of the comments on here. Why isn't Team Red making an adjustment? Well, that's a good question, but they've made a lot of adjustments. It's just that at the end of the day, Team Alberta is just a better football team.
And they're trying to do things. The adjustments that they've made, they're going to a short pass now, which you want the ambition in that situation is to bring the defense up, so then you might be able to go deep if they're up too much.
Yeah.
And Team Ontario Red has yet to establish that kind of offense in order to perhaps manipulate the Team Alberta defense.
I'm a big believer in the air raid offense, and watched a lot of the Hal Mummy clinic tapes and all the air raid guys, and they talk about getting the football to your best players and athletes in space, so that way when you get them one-on-one, then they got to make a play. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're really hoping. Like, in a situation like that, you hope that Katie Wu would be able to break a tackle or make a deke to get extra yards, right? And you want your best athletes to be very creative in space and go get that first down.
Katie Wu, the injured Ontario Red player, seems to be favoring the left leg. There's a throw over the middle. Sartorio looking for number 16. Jessica Knight goes incomplete, and it'll be third down.
Yeah, so again on the same play, trying to do almost the carbon copy of the play right before this one, going to the quick game, and that's just because of Alberta's pressure that they're bringing. So the offense trying to get the ball out quickly.
Liana Langiano gets the kick away, and it goes out of bounds. Anna Capozzi brings it into touch at the 48-yard line for Ontario Red. And 6 minutes and 20 seconds and time ticking away on this one.
And if you're Team Ontario Red, you play every down as if the score is 0-0 and give it everything you got.
Sarah Fagnan sets up the screen. It's picked off by number 22, Callie Dory, and she returns it to midfield. But a big turnover for Team Ontario East and Callie Dory gets it done defensively.
Yeah, great anticipation here by Callie Dory. She was looking in the backfield, and she saw who the intended receiver was, and she was able to cut her off and pick off the football, and giving Team Ontario Red the football here at midfield in great field position here in the second half.
Marie Sartorio in the shotgun. Sartorio rolling to her right, setting up, throwing that one over the middle, over the head of intended target Francesca Fazzari.
Francesca Fazzari, that is incomplete. Pass incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. Losing a 18 yards from Machino.
Yeah, very tough throw to make when your quarterback's rolling to your right and your receiver is doing a crossing route, a bit like a bender to the left, so you got to go cross body a bit. And you can see Fazzari wasn't ready for that throw.
On 2nd down from midfield. Sartorio throws, flag down. Looks like it's probably going to be a holding call. Holding is the indication. Team Alberta will more than likely decline the penalty and force Ontario Red to kick the football away on 3rd down. Which is exactly what transpired. Here's another look at Sartorio.
Not a lot of pressure there from Team Alberta on that play right there. And Sartorio went to her 2nd read. She looked at the corner at first, but just came down to her check down.
Liana Lanciano preparing to kick the football away once again. Anna Capozzi, no, she's going to try and run it around the right side, and they get her. Great pursuit there by Charlie Anna Ware and number 7, Emily Kraus. They saw that one coming all the way, and despite not really pursuing the kicker in the last few situations, this time they did.
Bit of a rope-a-dope here, hey, with the special teams. Just, false sense of, of they're going to come, and then they didn't.
High snap. Fagnan takes it, faked the give to Sedani Bowers, and then took off herself and gets caught behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. There's Fagnan, throws it out for Rahima Holaki, and it goes through her fingers. So now Team Alberta will kick the ball away.
Yeah, just a little flare pass to the strong side of the field to the right here on your screen, and went through the hands of Olaki. And now it's a 3rd down situation, a punting situation here for Team Alberta.
High snap. Piast brings it down, gets the kick away. Langiano takes it at her own 28. Langiano breaks a couple of tackles and then is finally wrapped up by J.C. Boucher.
Yeah, seems Team Ontario Red getting a lot of positive yardage off their special teams here today, and not too bad field position where they've started sometimes, and now they got pretty good field position here at the 45-yard line.
Marie Sartorio still in at quarterback in relief of starter Isabel Berube. Sartorio's throw complete to Fazzari, and Fazzari attempted to run to the sideline but was caught up to very quickly by Elegano.
Yeah, Elegano and also Charlie Ann Ware was also there in the vicinity. And again, this Team Alberta defense, the way they rally to the football is exceptional. Very well coached team.
Sartorio in under center. Motion to the right by Fazzari. Sartorio throws, and it's intercepted. Elegano has it, still on her feet. Gagno. And there's a multitude of nylon, orange nylon on the field as a result of that tackle on Elegano after a 30-yard return. And she appears to be okay.
Yeah, looks like Sartorio just got feeling the pressure in the pocket and got off her first intended receiver and made an ill-advised pass and was picked off.
Unnecessary roughness. They're calling it a face mask.
Yeah, you'll see right here. And just right here, you can see number 55. Oh, yeah, clearly number 55 for Team Ontario did grab the face mask right there, and that's why we're going to add 15 yards to the play.
Olamide Fatahunsi. And this should be, barring a penalty, the final play of the third quarter. Fanya, they give to Halaki. Halaki drives forward. She'll score. Rahima Halaki. A 9-yard touchdown run, and it's now 52-0 Alberta.
Yeah, the balance that Rahima Halaki displayed here on this touchdown run. You can see it's a jet sweep. She sees the vision, and there's 1-2 defenders of Team Ontario. Look at the balance on Halaki just to find the end zone. And another touchdown by Halaki, but that is pure talent right there. Great run for Rahima Halaki, and with the point pending, you get another 52-0 here.
And Fanya takes it, but she does not get into the end zone to convert the touchdown. 52-0, and they'll switch ends.
Now, if you're Team Quebec and you're watching this game, you got a lot of weapons to contain on Sunday. You know, you can start with number 21, Sudani Bowers, and then you got to worry about number 4, Rahima Halaki. So, you know what? Team Quebec got their work cut out for them too, but you know, Team Alberta, they're gonna have their work cut out in trying to contain Frederic Morneau.
Saturday will be a big, big day at Carleton University for the gold medal and the bronze medal games. And it's been a long, exhausting week for the 8 teams participating in this tournament. 6 provinces represented, 2 teams from Ontario, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Manitoba, New Brunswick, and the national Indigenous team as well involved for the first time in these championships.
Yeah, very inspirational Indigenous team. Played very hard today in their game against Team Manitoba. And which New Brunswick team is going to show up on Saturday as well? That's the question I'm going to ask. Because we saw today with the duo of Brazeau and McAllister really didn't get it going today.
They did not. Certainly not like they did against Quebec, scoring 72 points in a losing cause.
That's a head scratcher for me. But you know what? It's like they say, styles make fight, right? And then when you get a style of a team, it's sometimes you just can't have an answer for it.
Langiano makes a nice move upfield before being wrapped up there by Emily Krause. And it'll be 1st and 10, Ontario Red. Maurice Sartorio stays in at quarterback, calls the play in the huddle. And I like the fact that Team Ontario Red, despite being down 52-0, are still hustling. There's Longiano trying to get around the corner. Charlie-Ann Ware there defensively for Team Alberta. She's been everywhere in this one.
Yeah, for me, if I'm the offense coordinator from Team Ontario Red, I want to stay away from number 43 at all costs. Find a way to run the opposite side of where she's going to be, because she's just everywhere where the football's at.
It was a loss of 2 for Longiano. It'll be 2nd and 12. Little bootleg by Sartorio trying to get around the left side. Guess who? Number 43, Charlie-Ann Ware, there to make the stop, and Team Ontario Red will be kicking the football away.
Yeah, and again, you got to question some of the play calls here today. Like, why would you continue running to that side where she's been in the backfield the entire day? And but again, you got to find something on offense that to help your team be productive.
Time ticking away. Longiano, good kick, end over end. Sidani Bowers picks it up at her own 34-yard line. Bowers makes a couple of moves, gets some room on the outside, flags down. Will this come back? Bowers bumps off another tackler, stays on her feet, and she will score. 76 yards on the return. Let's see if it stands up.
Yeah, anytime you get a punt returner who starts crossing left and right, you're always going to get either holding most of the times or a block by the behind, and I think that's the case in this situation.
That would have been, with barring penalties, that would have been her 3rd punt return for a touchdown to go along with the 2 others that she has running the football.
And we can see her on the sideline with her hands on her hip there. She's pretty gassed after that run right there. But what a tournament she's had so far.
Watch this run once again. And how many hits does she take? There's 1, 2. Tackles breaking everywhere. Wonderful run. Liberty Joe Ware's pass off the hands of number 15, Reagan Smith. And Team Alberta is following your advice. It's like they're watching the broadcast, Ron. The second team is getting some playing time here.
That's awesome. Just like Keisha Tay said, cheering on from BC, Alberta, BC for the Alberta girls. Wish I was there in person to cheer on the girls, but this camera crew has still made it worth the view.
Maya Pickering rambles forward for a pickup of 17 and another Alberta first down.
Crystal Monty says, awesome team work, ladies. You got this, Libby, says Melanie Cullen. And let's go, Libby, from Sadie Monty.
Liberty Joe Ware in at quarterback, time ticking away. All kinds of time to set up and throw, but they get her. They bring her down. Julia Boomer with the sack, and another injured Ontario Red player. I believe that's Malanka Brassard.
Yeah, they had her in the grass right there, and then a little bit extra shot right there. And they tried to pick her up after, but damage already done. The referee was looking for the flag on that one.
52-0. Team Alberta. Unnecessary roughness called against Ontario.
Does it block wind? Like, what is it supposed to do?
Ontario. Yeah.
Just a waste of
And you know what? For the evening, the day was pretty hot here today in Ottawa, but the evening was pretty good weather-wise, with a little bit of rain in between. It lasted like 30 seconds and then went away and then came back about 5 minutes later. So a really weird day in Ottawa for the weather.
It's been a weird week in Ottawa for weather. The humidity on Sunday afternoon at Carleton University for these girls trying to play in this national tournament was just horrendous. Probably 42 or 43 degrees with the humidity on that artificial surface at Carleton University. So how do you play football in a sauna? It's like somebody keeps putting water on the rocks.
I remember coaching one year in Toronto when I was with the Panthers, and we were St. Mike's College, and it was downtown Toronto, and they had this a track around the artificial turf that was dark black, and the sun was just beaming off that track, and you could feel it all over the sidelines. And I tell you, that was one of the hottest days that I ever coached in. And yeah, it's summer football. Sometimes you get that extreme heat.
Malanka Brassard
Bring us back in all the way into the play.
gets off under her own power. And they move the ball all the way up to the 35-yard line of Ontario Red. And it looks like Alberta wants to get more points before this one is over. Clock back underway, 5:55 left to go. Rahima Holaki, she's going to go. Holaki stays on her feet. She'll score a 35-yard rumble, 58-0 Alberta.
It's the balance that she has after initially in contact, that she could keep her balance. And you see here, she goes through the trenches. There's one tackle miss. Here comes another one. And it's just her ability to stay on her feet and balance is extremely amazing, and a very, very talented football player.
Sophia Piast attempting to convert. She puts it through 60.
Yeah, she put that through with authority. That was a pretty good kick right there. Almost made it to the Legacy Lodge. Yeah, it's kind of funny here in Ottawa in the end zones. In one end zone, you got parked cars in the end zone. In the other end zone, you got the Legacy Lodge with the Wall of Honor. They put our good friend Greg Marshall there a couple of weeks ago on the Wall of Honor, number 66, Greg Marshall.
Yeah, a great defensive lineman for the Ottawa Rough Riders in his career. Went on to a reasonably successful junior coaching career, winning a national championship with the Ottawa Sooners, and then as a professional as well.
Yeah, and he's now at the University of Toronto, the head coach with the Varsity Blues.
Sophia Piast. Her kick, Longiano got her body in front of it. Had to pick it up. Longiano forced wide and wrapped up there by number 25, Hannah Franson from Langdon, Alberta.
Yeah, a little bobble there on the kickoff return, and then took it up the sidelines. And you know what? Liana Langiano has some really good kickoff and punt returns here today, and she's also the kicker, so pretty good special teams day here for Langiano.
Marie Sartorio stays in the game in relief of Isabel Berube. Throws that one right into the hands of Hannah Franson. So she makes a special teams tackle and makes her presence felt on defense immediately.
Yeah, getting contributions from everybody here on Team Alberta. Hannah Franson, who is from Langdon, Alberta, goes to Chestermere Lakers High School, and doing the family proud there.
Ball on the Ontario Red 40-yard line. Fagnan back in the game, wrapped up, dishes it off for Sidani Bowers. Bowers forced out of bounds after a pickup of 5.
What great recognition here from Fagnan to know that she was basically going to be going down, and she just made a little shovel pass here to Sidani Bowers and was able to pick up, what looked like almost like a 10-yard loss turns into a 5-yard gain, and that.
When things are going your way.
It's just unbelievable.
Bowers once again from the 35 picks up 15 more. 7 carries, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a punt return touchdown, and 2 others that were called back because of penalty.
Yeah, nice block there by Anna Kaposi here for the Alberta team. Beautiful block right there.
Fagnan again throws, intending that for Kaposi. It goes incomplete, and time ticks away.
Yeah.
Minute left on the clock.
Can't give enough credit to the offensive line here for Team Alberta. Anytime we talk football, we're always talking quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, but it's the players in the trenches that don't get a lot of recognition. But Team Alberta today, offensive line, job well done.
You have to start, when you start thinking about players of the game, where you go today.
Boy, that's a great question. When I'm thinking of Team Ontario, I got to go to special teams because that's really the only thing that's been consistent today for Team Ontario. And I got to go Liana Langiano, who probably had a really good game here today on special teams. And that would probably be my vote for the red team.
Okay, now the difficult part. Who do you pick on Team Alberta?
Are we allowed ties?
Without ties.
I probably have to lean towards Sidani Bowers here today.
And that is it. A 60-0 final. Sidani Bowers, what a night she had here. And Team Alberta looks like they're going to take on Team Quebec in the gold medal game on Saturday afternoon at Carleton University.
You know what? When we saw these teams earlier in the week, we saw Team Quebec, and then we saw Team Alberta, and we were kind of, when we start looking at the matchups, we kind of knew this was going to end up this way. At the end of the day, to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And right now, the champ is Alberta. And Quebec wasn't in the tournament last year. They are this year, and they came in with a vengeance, and they really showed offensively all the power they have on offense, especially led by their quarterback, Frederic Monod, who's probably set a record for touchdowns in a tournament. And
16 in 2 games.
It's phenomenal. But think about this. Just think about this Alberta defense in a high-scoring tournament like the Women's U18 Championship. This Alberta defense has only given up 6 points, and it was near the end of the game against Saskatchewan. So maybe there were some backups in there, but it just shows you how really good. I'd be curious to see what the Team Alberta development program is in Alberta for the girls, because I think they're setting the blueprint for a lot of teams across Canada to see what they're doing in Alberta and maybe try to learn a bit from what they're doing, because they're doing a fantastic job. And hats off to the whole entire coaching staff and support staff. One thing we don't talk about a lot too is the support staff that help the governing bodies and the teams to get here. The people behind the scenes that you don't normally talk about. The trainer, the people, the equipment managers, the managers, the people at home working the logistics, renting fields to make sure they got somewhere to work. So all the people behind the scenes, hats off to all the people in the tournament here today, not just Team Alberta, because it really takes a lot of work behind the scenes to build a great program, and we're off to a good start.
A 60-0 victory for Team Alberta over Ontario Red. Saturday is going to be a fantastic championship day here at the 2023 U18 Women's National Football Championships. For Ron Raymond, Coach Ron Raymond, and our entire crew, I'm Dan Mooney. So long from TD Place, the home of the Ottawa Red Blacks, and today the home of these national championships. We'll see you Saturday on Championship Day.